Welcome, everyone, to another interview by Rodney segment. Today, I'm with a special guest. This is Miss Cile Hall. I approached her mom recently about possibly interviewing Cile. And her mom said, well, let me get with her. And she decided and said yes.
Yes,
and
we're happy.
Yes, ma'am. And I want to thank your mom also for communicating with me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
All right. Well, let's do it. All right, Miss Cile. You was born September the 22nd, 2005 to Russell and Michelle Hall. You picked up your first baton at the tender age of 3.
Oh.
Your aspirations as a little girl was to become or becoming a University of Georgia Majorette, and your dream came true. Your high school coach was an inspiration because she was a UGA Majorette. A legacy of EC twirlers exists at UGA. Your dream and desire regarding your career path is healthcare. Cile, your class of 2024 of Elbert County High School. You're entering your sophomore year at UGA with your undergrad major in human development and family science on the pre-occupational therapy track. Was UGA your only school that you applied for?
It was not my only school, but I applied to Mercer University. I applied to it because it was just, I think it was like a waived fee. So I was like, I might as well.
That's right.
And so I did, but the University of Georgia was like the only school I've ever dreamed of like going to.
Wow.
And I was like, well, if I don't get there, I'm just not going to go.
That's right.
I'm not going to go anywhere. But I applied early action for early action, which was like released, I'd say March, and I didn't get in early action.
Oh.
Because, so when regular decision came around, I got in. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't give up. It was a little heartbreaking, but I was like, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm still want to go to UGA. So that's what I did.
That's where we are. Good for you. Look, I'm going to ask you this question. How was the first game in 2024 or the experience in Atlanta against Clemson?
They're speechless. Like, that game was speechless. So the Monday before that game, I actually got hit by a baton. And I ended up going to the ER. I was fine.
Oh,
I tried to get glued up. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
But, so I was like, oh, my first game week is starting off great. I was like, it's going to be, like, this is starting off great. I don't even know what to do. Like, it's just my first college game. I already done got hit by a baton. It's just been rough. I had blood everywhere. But we woke up at 3 a.m., I would say. It might have been, we woke up early and got there. And it was actually my mom's birthday. And so she said probably 5 years before that when we got the schedule and they figured out, she was like, this is all I want. She's like, all I want to do is watch you twirl on that field for my birthday for the first time. And that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So I will never forget, like, warming up under the Mercedes-Benz. We all know it's huge.
Yes.
It is, I don't want to say overwhelming, but it's like, it is. It's overwhelming. There's so many people everywhere. And you can barely hear the music because there's so much going on. But it was incredible. It was nothing short of everything I dreamed of.
You know, my viewers, they know I'm a Clemson fan. So that was a little difficult to watch.
Yeah, it was, but it was good for us. It was great for us.
But I must say, thankful for your mom. She always posts pictures, and I remember her posting pictures of your first game as a majorette for the University of Georgia.
And I gotta say, my whole family was there.
That's so
my whole
great.
family, my extended family, they are such a great support of me.
That's so great. Look, give us, what is the day in life of a UGA student and majorette?
Okay, so I had this question asked to me when I tried out for majorette.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. They asked how did I balance everything.
Yeah.
So usually one of my classes, like during the fall, on Tuesday and Thursdays, I woke up at 8 a.m. I would go to class, and then usually in between my classes, I would go ahead and study because I was like, I don't like being stressed, so I would go ahead and study for all my exams, like back to back to back.
Yeah.
And then at 3:30, me and Audrey, my roommate, she's also a majorette, we would go eat at the dining hall to have like our pre-practice snack, and we would go ahead and get to the fields about 4:30, and we would have practice from 5 to 7:45. And so then after practice, we usually got, back to the dorms around 8:15, and I would study some more. I would do my Bible study then, and then we'd go to sleep, and then the whole day,
Start over
repeat
again.
it again. But honestly, it wasn't bad. You know, once you get into routine, and that was 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday if we had a game, and then Saturday if we had a game. So it could be up to 6 weeks. I mean,
Ooh.
6 days.
You know, you said something interesting. You said routine and structure. That's going to pay dividends for you in life because you're getting that foundation of routine and structure. And one thing about it, Cile, is there's someone always watching.
Yes.
Let me tell you a
Yes.
quick story. I went to a EMS awards banquet recently. And one of my friends, his name is Jason Lewis. He's the chairman over in Oglethorpe County, the commissioner chairman. His daughter name is Peyton Lewis. And I ran into her, and she aspired to be a majorette for a college, UGA, I'm sure. She's a junior now at Oglethorpe County High School. And I told her, I said, you know, I typically don't tell people when I'm interviewing someone, but I told her, and she said, I went to their tryouts. And I gave her your name, and she immediately went to her phone to look you up.
on
And she
Instagram.
said, I remember her. So that means people are always watching. You're influencing people that you have no clue about.
Yeah, and that's what I love.
Yes, you influence that girl, and you're empowering her. So here's my question. What advice for other young girls with the dreams, desires, aspirations, and goals of becoming a college-level majorette?
Oh my goodness, this is gonna sound so plain, but don't give up on your dreams. Because I mean, there was times I wanted to quit. Of course, it was hard. It wasn't. I feel like my motivation was just like, I'm like, is this even worth it? Like I don't even know, but I didn't give up, of course, and here I am now.
Yeah.
I want to say put in the work, because the more you work, the more you get comfortable with it, of course. The more hours you put in. Don't like devote your whole life to it, because in the end, majorette does not matter. Like, it don't matter. It's it's just something for fun. And
You better say
yeah.
it. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, the Lord Jesus is what matters in the end.
Oh,
So
Lord Jesus.
It don't. I mean, majorette don't matter. So don't
Cile.
put your whole life into it, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So enjoy doing it, and don't give up on your dreams even when the days are hard.
You know, you've twirled in the Granite Bowl for 4 years, and I see that the Elbert County Majorette squad actually was announced recently, I guess. And actually, my cousin, she's on there, Journey Porter.
I love Journey.
Look,
Love her.
So when I read it, it said that apprentices and featured twirlers. Help me understand, what does that mean?
So apprentices is like 7th graders and 8th graders who want to be majorettes. So I was an apprentice. I actually toured on the Granite Bowl 6 years.
Oh, 6.
I was the first group of apprentices. So my 7th grade year was the first group that they ever did apprentices, and they did it because the majorettes, there was going to be a gap. Like, there was going to be a time where there was like not a lot of majorettes. So she wanted us, our coach Leanne, to like learn from the majorettes so we could go ahead and get the experience. So the apprentices are middle schoolers who want to twirl as majorettes, so they can go ahead and start getting experience. And of course, the majorettes are in high school, and then the feature twirlers are like more, I would say, they do their individual routines, and they're like a little more advanced, so they can like do their own tricks, higher tricks, kind of. And so I was blessed to be able to be an apprentice, majorette, and a feature twirler,
Man.
each for 2 years.
Now I understand.
And I was captain my 10th grade year, so I was everything. I was a little bit everything at some points.
Good. It just you just accomplish all kind of goals and checking them off. Now, Cile, you got to understand, you represent so many. Yourself, your parents, your family, Elbert County, and UGA. Do you feel that pressure? And if so, how do you manage that?
Yeah, of course I feel the pressure, because I mean, you get your whole hometown behind you, and you're like, I've got to make them proud. Like, if I don't make them proud, then like they're not going to welcome me, they're not going to love me. But in the end, they still do love me, of course.
Yes.
But I mean, you just got to remember, like, it don't matter. It's not up to me. It's up to God what I do.
Yes.
Like, I can't control anything. So that has helped me a lot, especially in college. Like, I was worse about it in high school, I think. But now in college, like, I completely give everything to Him.
Lord,
So
I love to
it's-
hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm pleasing Him.
God is the head of your life, I can
Yes,
tell,
yes.
honey. Now, here's another question I your mom mentioned to me, she said she sent me a message, and because we was communicating, trying to set the segment up, and she said, "Say a prayer, please." I don't. Well, she might have said, "Say a prayer for Cile." Excuse me. She having trials. You have to try out every year.
Every year. So I've been trying out since 7th grade. Every single year.
Every single year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a very lot of pressure. It is a lot of, especially in the springtime with finals and trying out and trying to get your routine perfect and make sure it's perfect for the tryout day. It's a lot.
So in other words, it doesn't matter what you did the previous year. You have to start over and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's pressure."
Yeah.
Now, do you have to maintain a certain GPA to stay eligible? I'm gonna use the word eligible because my son played football over at Clemson.
Yeah.
And they had to remain eligible by maintaining a certain GPA.
Yeah.
Is that something you have to do?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm sure they do. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a certain GPA to be on the line because like you getting into Georgia's hard enough. Like,
Yes.
So as long as like if you get into Georgia and they're like, oh yeah, she's smart. She's good enough with her academics and good standing. But they do, like, they always put academics first. Like, they are so good about, if you got a test, they were like, just come to practice when you can. So they always put academics first. The coaches do, and I do love that about them, that they respect.
Thank God.
That they realize that we're at the University of Georgia.
That's right. We're trying to graduate and get that bachelor's and move on, possibly get a master's or whatever.
Yeah.
That's good that they put academics first. Cile, back when I was at Beaver Dam Elementary School, back in the 70s, don't laugh. Back then, we had to, my mom would give us this big bag of pencils to last throughout the year.
Yeah.
In class, we only used pencils, and there was a pencil sharpener placed on the wall. They nailed it to the wall.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And we had to raise our hand to our teacher, "Can I go sharpen my pencil?"
Yeah.
So we would get up, sharpen the pencil. And the reason why I share that with you, because a pencil can relate to your children's lives, where your life will get dull sometime, but someone has to sharpen you.
That's a good way to put it.
Who is your sharpener?
Oh, my family, for sure. If there is anyone, I would say, and my boyfriend too, because I complain to him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't complain, but he is the person I vent to the most, I would say. So because he's just the easiest to call. But like for advice or anything, I would call my mama.
Yes, Lord.
She gives me advice.
Yes,
like,
Lord.
Nothing else. So I would say she sharpens me, because freshman year it was tough.
I bet.
I ain't gonna lie. So there was a lot of phone calls to a lot of people.
Yes.
And they had to give me advice on a lot.
My children, they, I was telling you, Emerson, about her dog earlier.
Yeah.
And she called me today, and she needed sharpening.
Yeah.
Because she needed advice.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, I want to bring your wonderful mom in.
Yeah.
Miss Michelle.
Because they say at 18, you're done. You are not done.
You
at
are
18,
not done.
I will always call my mama.
Look, I got my oldest about to be 38, and they still need sharpening.
Yeah. You always will. Always.
Miss Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you
for helping me organize this.
Thank you.
Thank y'all both.
An honor.
And I have to ask this question to Mom. When she said that she would call you with concerns and questions. Mel Robbins, I love Mel Robbins, and she gave some advice once before. And she said, as a parent, we learn to, when my children call me, I ask one question. Do you want my advice, or do you just need me to listen? When it comes to Cile calling you, is that something you have to learn? Does she just want me to be a lending ear, or do I need to give advice? How do you handle that?
I don't think I've ever actually had to think about it that way. I think I just tell her, and it's just kind of like she said, when it comes to it at the end of the day, I just tell her, do your best.
Yes.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
And as long as you know that you've given it your best, and however you can lay your head down at night and sleep, and at the end of the day, did anybody die?
Yeah.
and it's all gonna be okay.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
It's all gonna be okay.
And that's what I have to remind
You know,
myself that.
And
Ooh.
I've told
All the
her
time.
with all this, with these tryouts every year, because it is stressful and there are no givens. But like I told her, you just do your best, and that's all you can do.
Just do your
And
best.
Just do your best.
You know,
And no matter what, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
it had to be in that first game in Atlanta. What was the feeling like, Michelle, when you saw her down on that field?
It's gonna make me cry right now. Absolutely unbelievable, because I'm like, that is my child. And when I say literally to be a UGA majorette since she was at the age of 3 has been her only dream in life.
Look, you making me feel
Because, and just to see your child achieve the dream, and she worked for it, you know, she worked for it. It was not given to her. She had her mindset, she had her goals set, she knew what she wanted. The whole process of it, I'm like, well, let's think about this school, just in case Georgia don't work out. Everything was no.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I would say,
She even mentioned Clemson, Rodney.
I did. I
Awesome.
tried to encourage Clemson.
awesome.
And I was
You were close.
every time.
You know, but just seeing her out there, because like she said, we had figured out probably 5 years before that if this happens, it is going to be on my birthday. Her first game as a UGA majorette will be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on my birthday. And for the day to actually be there, it was actually surreal.
And that probably might have added a little pressure to me to make you happy.
Yeah.
That's the greatest
I know.
birthday gift I can give you.
Dreams do come true.
They do.
Yeah.
They truly
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
And that's what I want everybody to know. Don't ever think anything is too far out of reach, because it's not.
that's right.
It's not.
That's right.
You know, and sometimes I think that just because we live in Elberton, Athens is kind of a given or whatever
Yeah.
for some of us, but it's not.
It's
It's
not.
the University of Georgia,
Yes.
and it is, like I said, it was not given, it was earned, and she worked her way there. And I could not be
Well,
more proud.
you and Russell and the rest of the family, y'all have planted some great seeds, and you're seeing the sowing and the growing of it when you see your child prosper in ways that you just don't believe sometimes, but that comes from family.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say. It is just not me and Russell. She has had the support
Yeah.
of, we have the best family ever. And
Yeah.
like, they have been there for everything. She has the best coaches ever. Leanne has
Yeah.
encouraged her
Yeah.
from literally day one.
She prepares you for it. She
That's
prepares
right.
you. If you want to go to college,
She saw
she
Cile's
prepares
potential,
you.
and she went
Yeah.
with it. And I will forever be grateful to her.
I
And
know.
like
We
I
all will.
said, our family just,
yeah.
I even got my uncle that has never been to college football game to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
He was in the top, but he was there
It means
Well-
a
to
lot.
watch her.
Here's the thing, Cile, you're gonna help some other young ladies who have that dream and desire.
That's what I hope to.
And thank you for always being so polite, kind, and respectful, and keep those traits alive. And thank y'all so much
Thank
for
you.
taking part in this segment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
You're very welcome.